Hey everybody, welcome back to the Flat Thunder channel. My name's Andy, and this is my new China Best scale. I'm not going to necessarily say there's anything wrong with it, but if I was doing this for a business, I'd probably opt for a slightly better unit. This is what I can afford. This is probably the cheapest one. This is a 5,000 kilogram, roughly 11,000 pound unit. We're going to use this to make sure we're not picking up too much stuff with the crane ever. That way we're not guesstimating or estimating. If we pick up anything new or different, we'll slap this on there, test pick it, and then we'll know what we're dealing with. Right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift off these I-beams. We're gonna see how much those I-beams weigh, because that's counterbalance on the truck that's been on there ever since we've been using the crane. So we wanna see what that's gonna do to the stability, to see if the crane is gonna get a little bit more tipsy-turvy without those I-beams up there. Also, I want to know exactly how heavy they are. It's because I put those up by hand, and I thought I blew out my backside doing that. Let's lift these off there the right way and test out their weight in the process. Here we go. All right, I don't know if you can read that or not, but it's saying we got 0, we're in pounds. And we're gonna put on our chain so we can take the weight of the chain out. So if you've been following along for the last couple of weeks, you know we got quite a bit of a mess going on here. We got parts for Margaret lying around, and it's just kind of a real poop show. So what we need to do first is go over here, and we have a grapple attachment that came with the crane. We need to get that picked and moved out of the way, because that's where we want to put those I-beams. Over here it is. Of course, right behind the mess of everything, right there on that skid, that's a grapple attachment. We're gonna swing the crane over here, pick that, get it the heck out of here, and also estimate the weight while we're at it so we know just how heavy that thing is. And then the I-beams will go right there. Well, unfortunately, they're about 1.5 to 2 foot shy of the center pick point. I'm just going to pick it on the end right there, because we don't want to reset the whole crane to move back 2 feet. You don't want to drag it with the crane, but we're gonna pick it up right there, see what happens. We gotta lift it up. I can't really read it with the sun. We're gonna have to, I'm gonna get that off of that skid, because that's just a pain in the butt. So we're gonna bring that out of here, sit it back down, repick it the right way. Need balancing up there pretty decent. I'm not gonna get too close to underneath it, because that's a real sketchy hookup. Can you read it? Might not let you read it. Display is reading 595 pounds. So this thing's a pretty heavy chunk of steel. Let's get this thing off of there and set down before it falls. Let's briefly talk a little bit about this clamp mechanism. This thing has a rotary actuator on here, or hydraulic rotator, and then it has clamp cylinders. These ends will come in and out with a dual acting cylinder. So this could be made into some type of grapple clamp. Definitely not this, but a modified version of this in the future. We got to try out our new hanging digital scale. This thing seemed to work pretty darn good. We're going to use this throughout the build to do some weight estimating, and whenever we're using the crane to pick something that's questionable on the weight, just to make sure we're within the abilities of the chassis and the crane. We got the rear section of the frame cleared off. I wanted to get a little bit further, start placing some of the other components up and doing some measuring, but we didn't quite get there. I'm a little under the weather, and this is just all I can do today. So if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave your questions and comments in that section below, and don't forget to punch that subscribe button your way out. Thanks for watching, everyone.